Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the trendline breakout strategy. Now this is a very easy strategy with a win rate of about 90 to 95%, and I use this strategy to a lot of the time alongside support and resistance strategy. If you want a video on that, you can check out my previous video on support and resistance strategy. So trendline breakout strategy, what is it? It's basically a trend line. Basically is a line drawn connecting two or more valleys, or two or more troughs. So for example, in an uptrend, if you have a higher high and a higher low, a higher high and a higher low, so this line connecting two or more of these levels is what is called the trend line. Okay, so let's use TL to represent the trend line. All right, so the strategy we're looking at is for a break of this line here. So there are two ways this can happen. It can either break strongly and continue to the downside, or in the case of a downtrend, okay, there could be a break to the upside strongly and continue to the upside. All right, that's one way it can happen. Another way it can happen is called break and retest. Okay, so there could be a break of this level and a retest of the trend line and a continuation to the downside. Okay, and in the case of a downtrend, there could be a break above the trend line, a retest of it, and continuation to the upside. Now, this um, break and retest can occur in two ways. Okay, they could either be a break and retest of the trend line itself, or the retest may not touch the trend line and could just only get to maybe the previous resistance level or support level. Okay, so in this case, there could be a break here, and the break could just touch this um, resistance level before continuing to the downside and not necessarily touching the trend line. And in the case of a downtrend, there could be a break above and touching the next support level and continuation to the upside. So that's the way the test and the break and retest can happen. So I'll show you a good example of it now using the Euro USD charts, as we can see here. Okay, so I'll start with the most recent trade that I took. Okay, let me just get rid of this. Good. So now the most recent trade I took was this one, and like I said, in the case of a downtrend, connect two or more points, okay, which, as we can see here, it's this level here, 1, 2, 3, and it broke 4, and on the fourth touch, it broke. So with this strong bullish candle, you could have entered at this point here, and your stop loss would just be below that candle, and your take profit one will be at this resistance level, and take profit 2 will be at this next resistance level. Okay, with a very good risk to reward ratio. Now the second strategy I talked about was the break and retest. Okay, now in this case there's no retest of the trend line itself, but there's a retest of a support level. Okay, so if you look at this level here, that was a resistance that it broke out of it and came back here to retest it. So on this retest, you could have entered the trade again, just in case you missed the initial trade. Your stop loss below here, and your take profit 1 here and take profit 2 here. Okay, so even if you enter this trade, if you want to enter more positions, you could have entered here as well. Okay, so that is a break and retest. Very simple strategy with a win rate of about 90 to 95%. Okay, so this is another one that happened in the past. This was a break to the downside, a break and retest. Okay, so there was 1 touch, 2 touch, and on the 3rd touch there was a break. Price came down here, and then went back up to retest this level. So if you're an aggressive trader, you could have taken it on this retest here immediately with a very tight stop here, about 35 pips, and your take profit one could be at this level and take profit two down here. A very good risk to reward ratio. Okay, but if you're not an aggressive trader, you could have waited for this, the formation of a bearish candle, then you enter into the trade. Your stop loss just above the candle, and you take profit one here and take profit two at this level. So, which is also a very, very good trade as well. So this is how you trade the support and resistance level, and stop the sorry um so this is how you trade the trend line breakout strategy. So the break and retest and a very strong breakout. Both of them works very, very well, and both of them worked very, very well. You can use anyone with a very good win rate at that. So if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.